The psychology gets even more fascinating when you realize how acting broke protects you from one of wealth's biggest enemies, other people's expectations. The moment people know you have money, everything changes. Suddenly, you're expected to pick up the tab at group dinners. Friends and family start asking for loans they may never repay. Business deals become more expensive because vendors assume you can afford to pay premium prices. Even worse, you become a target for scams, lawsuits, and people who want to separate you from your money. But when you act broke, you fly under the radar. People treat you normally. Vendors give you their best prices because they think you're price sensitive. Friends appreciate your
I like that. I like that. And I definitely agree. When people do know that you're making good money, that's when they come out the woodwork. That's when, I'm not gonna lie, like he said, like they think that you're working for them. Like people really ask you for money, right? And then you start seeing them going on trips. You ever give somebody money and like they're on a vacation and they pay you back? What are you doing? I really, like, I'm truly just shocked because I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not even on a trip. What are you doing on a trip and you owe me money? I paid for that drink. I paid for that room. Them views that you looking at, that is my money. So that is a big problem. And they are like, and this is the thing too. Don't you notice when you start loaning people money, they get mad when like you start like, yo, where's my money at? Yo, when you gonna start paying me? Then you start feeling guilty about the money you lent out because they're like, oh, I'm gonna have it to you, or like, oh, you gonna bother me about it? Oh, it's like, oh, it's that deep. Yes, it's that deep. It's my money. Like, I did it as a favor. You feel me? And now you're trying to make me feel bad. And this is that psychological warfare that people have, especially when they think or know you got it. They're like, well, it's not bothering you, it's not hurting you, like you're doing good. And then they start pocket watching. This is just steps and steps of disaster of when people start realizing that you're making money. So I ain't gonna lie, when I start making it, I'm not gonna look broke, but I'm gonna have to go to war. I'm gonna have to go to war with all these other people asking me for favors and everything like that because I'm not gonna dumb my lifestyle down. You feel me? To hide from you motherfuckers who are trying to get something from me. I'm gonna just have to go to war. It's as simple as that. But let's keep watching.
company for who you are, not what you might do for them financially. You avoid the social complications that come with visible wealth while still enjoying all the security and options that actual wealth provides. There's also something called decision fatigue that wealthy people who act broke understand instinctively. When you simplify your lifestyle and avoid constantly upgrading everything you own, you free up mental energy for decisions that actually matter. Think about it this way. The person who spends hours researching the latest luxury car, then months shopping for the perfect model, then years worrying about payments and maintenance, has used enormous amounts of time and mental energy on something that depreciates in value. Meanwhile, the person who buys a reliable used car and drives it for 10 years has freed up all that time and energy for activities that actually build wealth. They can focus on their career, their investments, their side businesses, or their family. This isn't about being cheap.
I'm gonna go even deeper than that. And you can call it how it is, but that's how I feel about laundry and cooking. I truly believe that it takes too much time away from shit that I actually want to do. I do not, you feel me? I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna cook. I'm gonna go out and eat any day of the week. At the end of the day, I might find deals for the food that I go out and eat every day, but I don't really have to worry about prepping. I don't have to worry about going on my way finding food and shopping for it, and going home and taking an hour to cook and to make eggs, bacon, and stuff like that. It's gonna take me like 40 minutes. Then when I'm done eating it and throwing it in the sink, an hour plus time of my life. That's not me. That's not the time that I want to spend. So I'm gonna go out. I might pay a little bit extra on food, but in terms of conveniency, in terms of freeing up my time, I got my time back. So even he's talking about a car situation. I'm talking about as little as making something to eat. I'm gonna go out and get it because that's something that I truly, even subconsciously, is like, I don't want to do this. This isn't something that, like, I'd rather worry about going to work. I'd rather worry about, all right, where I'm gonna put my money. All right, what's the next steps? What I gotta do? I don't want to worry about what seasoning I want to go buy. That ain't happening.
Or depriving yourself of nice things. It's about being strategic with your most precious resources, time, attention, and money. The research on this is pretty compelling. Studies show that people who prioritize time over money are significantly happier than those who prioritize money over time. But here's the paradox that most people miss. The best way to have more time is to have enough money that you don't have to worry about money. And the fastest way to build that financial foundation is to act like you don't have money, even when you do. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Acting broke leads to higher savings rates, which leads to more investment capital, which leads to passive income, which leads to actual wealth, which leads to more time and options.
I agree. And because acting broke also puts you in a mindset and puts you in a scenario where you're going to go buy the cheaper car option. Even if you have the money to buy something nice, acting broke is going to put you in a position to where you're going to be able to afford things 10 times plus of what the value is. So I'm going to go out and buy a cheaper Toyota car, pay it off, have no car payments, and have cheaper insurance to where now I'm paying only $200 a month on insurance with no other car payment. Now, if I wanted to act my price range, in which a lot of people do, they make more money, then they up their expenses because they want to match whatever money that they just got. And so acting broke, I'm able to double the amount of money that I'm saving because I didn't upgrade my lifestyle. So I do feel like the thought of acting broke and acting like you don't got it does put you in a more stingy, but also in a just a better financial situation all around. All around.
Which leads to greater life satisfaction. It's the exact opposite of what most people do, which is why most people never build lasting wealth despite earning decent incomes throughout their careers. But there's a darker side to this strategy that we need to address honestly. Acting broke when you're not actually broke requires incredible discipline and delayed gratification in a culture that worships instant everything. You'll watch friends and colleagues upgrade their lifestyles while you stick with your modest car and reasonable apartment. You'll see social media posts about luxury vacations while you're putting that money into index funds. There will be moments when you question whether you're missing out on life while everyone else is living it up. This is where understanding the long-term game becomes crucial. The people flashing wealth today may be struggling financially tomorrow. Market downturns, job losses, and unexpected expenses can quickly destroy lifestyles built on high spending and low savings. But the person who has been acting broke and building wealth has options. They have the financial resources to weather storms, take advantage of opportunities, and maintain their security regardless of external circumstances. The key is finding the right balance between acting broke and actually living. You don't want to become so focused on saving money that you forget to enjoy life.
Facts. All right, so let's talk about what he said before we get to that. But this is essential. Please, anybody watching this video, hit that like and subscribe button. But also take away this. People will start upgrading their lifestyles. People will get the newer car. People will get the nicer apartments. And do not start comparing yourself to them. Because I promise you, and you got to look at the numbers too, they are still broke. They might get a pay raise, but if they get a pay raise, they're going to up their lifestyle and be in the same position living paycheck to paycheck. So for you, you mentally got to tell yourself, let me not compare myself to nobody. I'm doing good. I feel good how I am. I don't care how nobody else thinks. I'm going to pull up in my little Toyota Corolla. I'm going to pull up in my, you know what I'm saying, cheaper little car that's paid off, and I'm not going to feel a way about it. And if you truly can unlock that self-discipline, unlock that, you know what I mean, that I don't give a F attitude, you will win. You will win. And like I said, I feel like this has to really be emphasized because many of you guys truly care too much of what other people think when people really don't care. Really don't care. Like, and as you shouldn't. Because, like I said, you shouldn't be comparing and you shouldn't be hating off of others. Now, let's get into another topic on what she said. Don't get caught up too deep in just saving every damn penny. You know what I'm saying? Like you're Ebenezer Scrooge or something, that you also forget to enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to count every single thing. You don't have to get every single coupon. You don't got to figure out every single deal. You feel me? If you're in a good spot to where sometimes you want to reward yourself because now you're just living a miserable life. You feel me? Is there something that you truly want to do that's not going to eat at your pockets crazy? You know what I'm saying? If you want to go get that New York strip at Longhorn, go get the New York strip real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that make me feel better. I sit down, get my New York strip, my asparagus, my mashed potatoes, and I feel like a king. That gets my morale up. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm staying down, saving my money, but certain little rewards like that makes me feel better. So find what makes y'all feel better. Find what makes y'all comfortable and reward yourselves. Now, don't go out and buy a damn $80,000 car because that makes you feel better. But the little things.
But you also don't want to fall into the trap of thinking that happiness comes from accumulating stuff. The sweet spot is understanding which expenses enhance your life and which ones just drain your resources while providing temporary satisfaction. This brings us to what I call the stealth wealth sweet spot. And it's where most people completely misunderstand the game. They think acting broke means living like a monk and never spending money on anything enjoyable. That's not stealth wealth, that's just being cheap. And there's a massive difference between the two approaches. The wealthy who act broke understand that strategic spending is still spending, but it's invisible to outsiders and focused on things that actually improve their lives rather than their image. For example, a stealth wealth practitioner might drive a 10-year-old Toyota Camry, but they'll spend money on high quality experiences with their family. They might live in a modest house, but they'll invest in their health, their education, or their personal development. The difference is that these investments don't scream wealth to the outside world, but they compound over time in ways that flashy purchases never do. Meanwhile, the person buying a luxury car to look successful is often sacrificing their family vacation fund, their emergency savings, or their retirement contributions. Here's where it gets really interesting from a behavioral psychology standpoint. When you practice stealth wealth consistently, you develop what researchers call intrinsic motivation, rather than extrinsic motivation. Instead of buying things to impress other people or meet social expectations, you start making decisions based on what actually adds value to your life. This shift is subtle, but incredibly powerful because it breaks the endless cycle of keeping up with others that traps most people in financial mediocrity. Think about the last time you bought something expensive primarily because you wanted other people to see you with it. Maybe it was a watch, a handbag, or upgrading your phone when your current one worked perfectly fine. How long did that feeling of satisfaction last? A few days, a few weeks? Now think about how that money could have grown if you'd invested it instead. That's the hidden cost of status spending that most people never calculate. But let's get practical about how this actually works in real life, because knowing the theory is one thing and implementing it is something else entirely. The first step is understanding what I call financial camouflage. This means making choices that keep your wealth invisible while still allowing you to build it aggressively.
Listen, man, we're going to wrap the video up there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like and subscribe button. But I hope you took away the key points to the video. Staying down, but also looking broke and acting broke actually could help you tremendously. It could keep more people out of your pocket. It could actually save you a lot of money in the long run and put your money toward things that actually matter, like investing, like putting money in your retirement account, like just having your expenses low enough to where you are living in abundance. And so I hope somebody learned something from this, but I'm going to catch y'all in the next vid. I'm trying to throw these videos out at y'all. I'm trying to post every other day. That's the goal, because I was going every day when I was going at this, and I feel like that was just too much on me. I work a lot. I got a lot of stuff going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do every other day. I feel like it's easy, and for me to be able to keep giving y'all consistent content. So please hit that comment section. Tell me how you feel about the videos. Tell me about y'all comments. I do see y'all comments down there. Shout out to my guy, Jack. You know what I'm saying? He always showing love and supporting. And my dog, Sump. You know what I'm saying? So Please show some love, hit that like, post them comments, and I'm gonna see you on the next vid. Peace.